We're still at the Intelligent Health Innovation Showcase here at the Gold Coast Health and Knowledge Precinct, and we have with us Rocket Man.
Hi Chris, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Hey, boys.
No one knows who this guy is.
Not from the previous one with the masks on, yeah.
No, and he's
Have I
changed
still
his
got
gear.
it? Don't have it.
Okay, James, aka Rocket Man.
James Bond. Look at this.
Dressed to impress today.
Check him out. We didn't recognise him with the gear.
Yeah.
Like, who is this man?
I don't have my startup entrepreneur uniform on
Or
today.
a fox hat, or
No.
So, you are the reason why this happened. You and Brent.
Yeah.
And mate, what a fantastic day! It was
It's
brilliant.
been fantastic. So happy with everyone coming together. That was what it was all about, getting everybody in the same room.
It was a really good turnout.
Yeah. Over a couple of hundred, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah. And we were saying earlier, what a fantastic day where we spoke to so many people with, startups and all the rest of it. They were really solving, problems.
Yeah.
Problems worth solving. Yeah. So, fantastic day.
Yeah, look, I've worked in lots of industries, right? Banking, defence, but healthcare is probably the most important thing you can do, right? In terms of the benefit that's going to have. Yeah.
So Rocket Man, for the people that haven't met you before, can you just give us like a 30-second background of what you do and why we call you Rocket Man and why you're involved in AI?
Yep.
It's Kelvin Ross. I'm going to let it out there. It's Kelvin Ross.
You've taken the mask off and now you've named me. I'm in trouble now. Yeah, look, my background, I guess the Rocket Man thing comes from, I started out in defence as a software engineer working on safety critical systems. So avionics systems, combat systems, missile defence systems, hence rockets.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And I then worked in quality assurance, more on banking systems and all those other boring things that just make people lots of money. But then came back into the AI space, which is the super nerdy, super technical area, but one of the areas I love, which has a really positive outcome.
And so you are actually Dr. Rocket Man, so you've
That's
got a
right.
PhD.
Yeah,
So what's
yeah.
your PhD in?
Safety critical software engineering.
Right.
Yeah. So it was looking at how you build a safety critical system and how the bits fit together, and pretty much with that defence background.
It seems to me with the missile defence sort of stuff and whatnot that now you're using your knowledge for good because now you're in health.
A lot of people bag defence. I still love defence. It's there's a lot of good things that have come out of it. We wouldn't have the internet and other areas, but and also I look at it as a service to the country and things like that as well.
Yeah.
But it's
keeping people safe.
It is inspiring when you're more looking after people, and some people get a bit funny about the defence side. But
So Macca and I were actually talking about this before, that we've covered a lot of events and a lot of startup, a lot of early stage company events and things like that. But today, the problems, some of the problems that we interviewed people and the problems they were solving, like early detection for melanoma, that fatigue system, I think.
Alex Moss from Canaria, the fatigue.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But
Wow.
this is transformational, right? What will come out of the AI space? I mean, health is our biggest cost to society. As Chris was saying in the last session, in the US economy, 20% of the economy. It's the biggest deal. But the changes that AI will bring around in personalised medicine, this is going to be the biggest transformational change we'll see over 10 years in healthcare.
And we had some interesting debates about, whether or not AI is going to take jobs. And I actually had two guys on screen disagreeing, which was really cool. I like that.
Yeah, look, it's hard to tell, but the reality is AI at the moment is going to work best when you put it with the human. And so, some of the earlier stuff we talked about, like screening Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island kids with hearing, it's about freeing up the ENT specialists. So they're not screening healthy ears, they're getting time to screen more ears with more kids, right? So it's not taking the jobs away, it's just making them more effective, really.
Awesome. And who did you get to speak to, Macca?
Well, I've been talking to a few people and some of your interns, and and we want to know more about Code Blue.
Code Blue.
So give us an overview. I think we chatted about it at Startup Weekend
Yeah.
in May, and how's things going?
Yeah, this is another area. So still very much a research concept we're working on, but again, voice is another one of those areas that's going to transform. So we've seen Google Home launched in Australia now, Amazon Alexa in the US, and so on.
Yeah, and we covered that with Steve Dalton. We could see the LED stuff happening in the background and the colour display, and he was explaining that as well. So that was good.
Yeah, so you look at that, how you might use it in a home, but then if you think about, well, how do I use that in a hospital? Well, it's about taking doctors away from sitting in front of computer screens and actually putting them face to face with their patients, more about patient care and interacting with patients, and then using voice and other things so they can have, real conversations with people. It's about freeing them up from the way we currently work with computers, which is going to change very rapidly now.
So one of the other things that we've been talking about for a few months now is the AI Academy that you're now doing. So can you tell us a bit about the AI Academy?
Early days in AI Academy. Again, another trial we kicked off with some cadetships. But what we're finding is that the universities are slow to adapt to some of these changes, and understandably that's because it's a large institution. There's a lot of accreditation. It takes years to get that through the program. Yet in the last 2 years, there's been really rapid changes in technology. So how do we create a bridging program that could either take uni students and then really skill them up really quickly for the immediate need in industry, or we take people who aren't going to university, really bright kids that know stuff about computers and they understand data, but they just didn't fit into what that uni structure was. How do we train them up to become some of the really good technology players?
Alex Moss actually said that she transitioned into the technology space by spending 9 months in a garage, basically teaching herself.
So you go into an area like cybersecurity. The best cybersecurity experts, they haven't gone to university, right?
They've been on.
And look, now the tools and platforms are so accessible that many people are playing around with these things, in their garages and in their bedrooms and things like that. And
I'm getting a warning here that we need to wrap this up. So, mate, what was the highlight from today? What do you hope comes from today?
Yeah, well, the highlight for me was the collaboration. So what I'm hoping from today is really following up those collaboration points. I think, again, it's good to get together and talk, but unless we start forming teams and sort of storming and actually starting to do things together with these different groups, we lose that opportunity. And I think part of it's all about, here we want to create the space. So I think co-location is really important. You've got to get people in the same room, but you've got to do it frequently as well. So our next thing will be, okay, well, what's next? What's the next follow-up? How do we keep the momentum going for this collaboration?
Awesome.
So, I mean, from our perspective, it's awesome that people like you are actually just getting on and doing stuff and making it happen, right?
Yeah.
We talked about this. A lot of people talk about stuff.
Waiting for government, waiting for funding, waiting for dollars, and it needs people like yourselves to just get on and
just do something and say, look, we're going to have a crack and we're going to do something. So congratulations for that. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Congratulations, Kelvin, and congratulations, Brent. If he's around. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
High five, mate.
Yeah, high five. You've got to get the high five right on television, otherwise it's kind of crazy.
Otherwise you're going to hang it, right?
Thanks for watching, guys. It's been fantastic. You can check out all of the interviews we did today on facebook.com/Beach City Life or search for Beach City on YouTube. Cheers.